Hi there and welcome back to FM8tutorials.com. The feature this month is going to be on making dubstep sounds using FM8, and starting today we're going to be making a dubstep wobble bass sound that's got a nice some nice pitch modulation on there to just give it quite an interesting character. So let's start off by creating a new sound in FM8 and program the operator section to get a nice fixed sound to use for this wobble. So I'm going to use all the operators here, A through to F, so I can turn them all on. All of the operators are going to be routed through the filter for this sound, so turn on operator Z and route that to the main output. And we'll start off with F here, route it to the filter at full volume at 100 and make it a sawtooth wave and take the ratio to 0.5. So we've got simple saw at the moment. Key sync that, and next up operator E, going to route that to the filter at about 77, and this is going to be 1 plus 2 plus 3 saw, and the ratio is going to be 0.5. I'm going to key sync this as well. Turn the cutoff up so we can hear the sound a bit better. So still quite thin and weak at the moment. Operator D, key sync that again. That's going to be a parabol waveform. The ratio is going to stay at 1, and that's going to route to, actually it's going to route through E about 19. And next up is operator C. This is going to be a ratio of 0.25. Going to have an 8 Formant wave, key sync it, and this is going to be quite a subtle amount routing to the filter just at 8, so quite quiet really, but it's also going to route into F at about 57, and that's kind of bringing the sound together a bit there. Next up is operator B, ratio of 0.25, PWM Ramp Mod, and key sync this, key sync C as well actually, and B is just going to route into C at 23. You can go a bit higher, maybe 28. Next up, A is going to be a ratio of 1.5, sawtooth wave, key sync this, and this is going to route straight to the filter at 65. And I'm going to do some more kind of like routing in this FM matrix just to thicken the sound a little bit further, give it a bit more of a raspy kind of character. So E I'm going to feed into itself at 21, F at 19, E I'm going to feed into F at about 16, and then Z, which is the filter, I'm going to route back into E about 11, D 15, 16, and C around about 9. Maybe turn it down a little bit, 7. Okay, so we've got quite a nice sort of character there on the sound. Move over to the master section now. We can make this synth monophonic. Give it 4 voices. Turn the detune off and push this digital slider up to around 75. We've got quite a nice sound going now. And next up we can set the envelope section for all the operators, and they just want to all be linked together, A through to F, and just pull the release out a little bit here. Don't need to. So we're not getting any click on the tail of the sound. So next thing I might do is set up some effects just to beef it up a bit. So I'm going to distort it using the overdrive, push the tone up to 100, bass to around 72, 73, and push the drive up to around about 70. just thickening the sound up a little bit, driving it. I'm going to put a shelving EQ in there and just boost some of the tops, almost like a sort of subtle high shelf really. Bring this volume down a bit. And a peak EQ, and just boost some of the kind of lower mids. And the higher mids. It's kind of just the lows we're boosting there really. And that peak EQ can really bring out some nice sort of character on a sound when you're sort of doing sound design in FM8, so it's a really nice EQ. Boost the volume a bit. There we go, there's our nice sort of solid kind of bass sound with a lot of sort of mids and tops in there as well. So next thing we want to set up really is we can do the filter now. And just pull this cutoff right down. And the spread, I've cut off a filter 1 right down to 0 and the spread of filter 2 right down to 0, and push the resonance, we'll keep the resonance halfway around 4950 for filter 1, and for filter 2 bring the resonance down to about 29. Both filters can stay in low pass mode. The routing section can all stay the same, and we're not going to be using the filter envelope for this sound. We just want the cutoff frequency at 0, and then we're going to use an LFO to modulate that cutoff frequency. So go to the modulation section. We can take that vibrato off there that's routed to the mod wheel, and just want LFO2 really to modulate Z, which is the cutoff. It modulates the cutoff frequency of the filter here. And push this up to around 23 or 24. And well, we've got the LFO turned on at the moment. We want to sync it, make it a Sawtooth wave, key sync it, take this key scaling and velocity scaling off, and pull the rate down to around 32. So our sounds really come together there, and what we have here, we can mess around with this rate here. Be quite a cool thing to automate if you're using this in the track, and keep it at 32 for now, but also the amount of modulation. It's on 24 at the moment, but you can play around with that and it's quite cool. So you could even assign this to the mod wheel. If you wanted a bit more control over the sound there, I'm just going to keep it routed straight to the filter around 24. So the sounds pretty much come together now. What I wanted to do was just put the pitch on that intro of the sound, just to give that nice sort of kind of pitched kind of character on when the sound first kicks in at the start of the bar. So I'll use this pitch envelope here. Make sure all the operators are being sent to the pitch envelope here, which they are by default, so just make sure all of these are checked and highlighted in yellow. Move back to the pitch section, and so yeah, we've tempo synced the envelope, and I'm just going to draw in an envelope, something like this really. Get this first pointer here on the 1/2 and just push it all the way up there, and then pull it right down here at the start, and then we've got this, and if we push the envelope amount up to around 46, we've got that nice sort of pitched attack on it really. And then I just want it to bend back down a bit quicker than it is at the moment, so by control clicking in this area, I've got another little envelope kind of pointer here, and pull this to this pointer here, something like that, and then and make sure the level's at 0. And we could tweak this, we could have a slower attack on there. So you have that slower kind of pitch rise, or you could have it a bit sharper. It's up to you really, but make sure it's tempo synced, so it's going to sync with the beat. And there's your sound. Kind of heavily modulated dubstep wobble bass using FM8. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I hope you found it useful. Any questions, then please get in touch, and thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Cheers, bye.